तमाम साथियों को एक बार फिर या अली मदद, thank you for joining us
मौला
on
अली
this
मदद।
beautiful Saturday afternoon. हम मौला के मुबारक नाम से आगाज करते हैं। नूर मौलाना शाह करीम अल हुसैनी, हाजिर इमाम, या मौलाए मेहरबान मदद फरमा, अल्लाहुल कय्यूम, अली अल्लाह मदद फरमा, या मौला तौफीक ताहीद हिम्मत व यारी मौला, तौफीक ताहीद हिम्मत व यारी मौला, या मौला मेहरबान मदद फरमा। मौला के मुबारक नाम से जिस काम का आगाज हो जाए, इंशाल्लाह उस काम में बहुत ही बरकत होती है। मौला के नाम पर मुबारक सलवात पढ़ते हुए अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मदिन व आले मोहम्मद। हम अपने सेंट्रलिटी ऑफ इमामत, नेसेसिटी ऑफ इमामत, हमारे तरीके के अंदर इमाम और इमामत प्लेज अ सेंट्रल रोल, यानी कि हमारा एक तरीका दुनिया के अंदर एक ऐसा तरीका है जिसके अंदर हर हमेशा इमाम का तस्वुर रहता है। हर हमेशा यानी कि ये तस्वुर कोई नया तस्वुर नहीं, ना ही किसी वक्त के अंदर। द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ इमामत in our tariqa is not a new nor limited in a time and space. जब हम इमाम के कॉन्सेप्ट की बात करते हैं तो हमारा तस्वुर ज्यादा से ज्यादा 1400 साल कबल मौला अली तक जाता है। When we talk about the centrality or imagine the imamat, we only are able to go as far as 1400 years at the time of Mullah Ali. If you ask a common person, how far does your imam goes? आप अपने इमाम के बारे में कितना पीछे जाकर हमको बता सकते हैं? तो एक सीधा साधा मोमिन कहेगा कि हमारे इमाम और इमामत इस्लाम के दौरे अव्वल यानी कि हुजूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम और अली मुर्तजा अलैहिस्सलाम तक जाती है। मौला अपने असूल दीन के फरमान में फरमाते हैं कि आप इल्म को गहरी तरीके से, इन द फरमान असूल दीन मौला सेज, when you think of the ilm, think of the ilm with its depth. उसको गहरे तरीके से सोचे, यानी कि ऊपर ऊपर से नहीं। आज का हमारा जो सब्जेक्ट है इस फोर्थ पार्ट ऑफ सेंट्रलिटी ऑफ इमामत is Imam and Ismai Azam, and with will prove, we will present why Imam is necessary in all time and all age. हमारा जो आज का सब्जेक्ट है उसके अंदर हम देखेंगे कि इमाम और इसमें आजम क्यों जरूरी है हर जमाने में और हर वक्त में. If we believe no one can give Ismai Azam but Imam of the time, अगर हमें यकीन है कि इसमें आजम सिर्फ और सिर्फ इमाम ज़मान से मिल सकता है. And second belief that there is no spiritual enlightenment, upliftment, elevation without the ibadat of Ismai Azam. अगर हमारा यकीन है कि कोई रूहानी तरक्की खातिर खा मुमकिन नहीं इसमें आजम बोल के बगैर, then we must look into the past so we may learn of the present and the future. If for a minute or two, if we pay attention to the Imam Farman again, that Mu'min must think, who was Adam? Where did he come from? Who sent him? And what was before him? कि आदम कौन था, कहां से आया था, किसने भेजा था और इससे पहले क्या था? Then we must ask ourselves a question. Adam, according to Imam's Farman, was a Mu'min, a farmer, but devoted Mu'min whom has received Ismai Azam. And we will stop here. Adam एक बहुत अच्छा सीधा साधा मोमिन था जो फार्मिंग करता था, लेकिन बहुत ही डिवोटी मोमिन था और उसने इमाम से इसमें आजम हासिल किया था. और यहां पर अगर हम रुक कर एक मिनट के लिए सोचें, if Ismai Azam only can be given by Imam and Imam only, then who gave Ismai Azam to Adam? Who was the Imam in the time of Adam? Let me quote this Farman again. You must think, who was Adam? Where did he come from? Who sent him? And what was before him? तो फिर हमें पता चलेगा कि आदम के जमाने में भी इमाम मौजूद थे और इमाम ही ने आदम को इसमें आजम बोल इनायत फरमाया था. So what was before Adam? Imam. Who sent Adam? Imam. Who gave Ismai Azam to Adam? Imam. We see that Imam in his Farameen have truly guided us and have truly given us the knowledge from the beginning regarding the Imam. But sometime due to lack of knowledge or otherwise, due to lack of attention to the Farman or otherwise. We do not read in between the line. ऐसा नहीं कि इमाम ने कभी भी हमें इमाम की सेंट्रलिटी, नेसेसिटी के बारे में फरामिन नहीं किए हैं, लेकिन किसी वजह से हम उन फरामिन को मिस कर गए, जो भी वजह थी। लेकिन आज हम इस फरमान को समझने लगे। हमने ये कॉल जो सैयदना पीर नासिर खुसरो का है और कुरान के मुताबिक ये कॉल है, और वो है हुवल अव्वल, हुवल आखिर, हुवल ज़ाहिर, हुवल ज़ाहिर, कि खुदा अव्वल भी है, आखिर भी है, ज़ाहिर भी है और बातिन भी है। यहाँ पर जो ये सूरह हदीद की आयत नंबर 3 है, उसके बारे में पीर नासिर खुसरो फरमाते हैं कि इमाम यानी कि खुदावंदी नूर हर हमेशा दुनिया में हाजिर और मौजूद रहता है। और उसकी दलील के अंदर आप कुछ और आयतों का जिक्र फरमाते हैं। आया कुर्सी जो सूरह बकरा की आयत नंबर 255 है, खुदावंद ताला फरमाते हैं अल्लाहु ला इलाहा इल्ला हुवल हय्युल कय्यूम, खुदा कोई नहीं मगर वो जो हाजिर और मौजूद है। इन आया कुर्सी, in the reference of Allah is present as the Imam in this world. He has manifested himself in the manifestation, in the embodied Nur as the Imam. In Ayah Kursi, Allah says, there is no Allah but the one who is ever living and ever present. आपने देखा कि यहाँ पर खुदावंद ताला का दुनिया में हाजिर और मौजूद होने का कौल है, फरमान है कि खुदा हर हमेशा दुनिया में हाजिर और मौजूद रहता है। आपने देखा कि सूरह हदीद की आयत नंबर 3 में जो हुवल ज़ाहिर था, उसके एक्सप्लेनेशन के अंदर ये आयत आपके सामने थी। खुदावंद ताला कुरान के अंदर उन लोगों को चैलेंज करते हैं। He challenges those people who says Allah is not present in this world by saying, when was I absent? We were never absent. That is Surah 7, Surah Anam, ayat number 7. We were never absent. I was always here, present. In Quran, in Surah Furqan, Allah Ta'ala gives Amr Farman to Huzur Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to only believe. याद रखें कि हम इमाम की नेसेसिटी एंड सेंट्रलिटी की बात कर रहे हैं, और आज हम इस्लाम का वो तरीका है, we are the branch of the Islam in which Imam is always living and present. In Surah Furqan, Khudawand Ta'ala says to Prophet Muhammad, only believe in Al-Hayy. Only believe in Al-Hayy. आप हमेशा उस पर यकीन करें जो जिंदा है, जो हाजिर है, जो मौजूद है। आगे फरमाते हैं और जो ला यमूत है, जो कभी मरता नहीं। यानी कि हर हमेशा उस इमाम पर यकीन रखें। अगर ये फरमान खुदावंद ताला का कुरान के अंदर हुजूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के लिए है, so what would be the फरमान for us as a Muslim Ismaili? Always believe in Al-Hayy who is La Yamut. Always believe in Hazir or Mawjood Imam. The word always, because today we have no problem believing in Hazir Imam. But word always meaning there were always Imams present in each time and age. As long as there has been this world, जब से ये दुनिया कायम है, in the word always, always इमाम इस जमीन के ऊपर खुदा का नूर के तौर पर, मज़र खुदा, इम्बॉडिड नूर के तौर पर हाजिर और मौजूद है। Let's come back to again at the time of Adam. Who was the Imam at the time of Adam? Who had given the Ismai Azam to a Momin named Takum bin Bajala, the Adam of our 6th cycle ago, of our era, or let's say 7,000 now. The cycle of our time, there was a Momin named Takum bin Bajala. We know him as Adam-e-Zaman, Rasul-e-Awwal. How did he progress in spiritual ibadat? It was only through the Ismai Azam. Remember the topic of today's lecture, Imam and Ismai Azam. There is not possible for human to be guided without an Imam or Rasul or Prophet. If we say for a second, just for the sake of argument, that there was prophets for 6,000 years, and there is Imam since Mullah Ali, then the question will come that who gave Ismai Azam to Adam if there was no Imam with him or before him? Yes, you heard me correctly, with him and before him. Imams always has been present with prophets. Each one of the prophet के साथ इमाम हाजिर और मौजूद थे। हर नबी, हर रसूल, हर प्रॉफिट को जमाने के इमाम ही बोल देकर, इसमें आजम देकर उनकी रूहानी तरक्की के लिए दुआ आशीष फरमाते थे। और उसके साथ जब वो इबादत करते थे तो उनके दर्जात के अंदर बुलंदी आती थी। इमाम हुनैद जो हजरत आदम यानी कि तकुम बिन बजाला, according to Imam Farman, a mu'min, a farmer, he was given the Ismai Azam by the Imam before him. His name was Imam Hunayd. And once he received the Ismai Azam, he worked hard, he worked honestly, he completed his bowl, and due to that, उसके दर्जात को इतना बढ़ाया खुदावंद ताला ने कि उसको फनाफी इमाम कर दिया। और फनाफी इमाम होने की वजह से वो एक इतने बुलंद मर्तबे पर पहुंचा कि खुदावंद ताला ने फरमाया कि मैं तुमको जमीन पर अपना खलीफा, अपना जानशीन करार देता हूं। और उसके साथ इमाम असास के तौर पर मौलाना शीश को रखा। जिस तरह से नाचीज ने पहले अर्ज की that there was Imam before him and there was Imam with him. Imam Shish was with Adam as Asas. In one of the hadith, Huzur sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, Musa is to Harun is to Musa as Ali is to me. The example of Ali is the example of Harun with Musa. What does that tell us? कि जिस तरह से इमाम शीश की मिसाल आदम के साथ है, इमाम हारून की मिसाल मूसा के साथ है, अली मुर्तजा की मिसाल हुजूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के साथ है। अगर ये बात हमारी समझ में आ गई तो हमारा ये टॉपिक कि हर जमाने में इमाम होते हैं, तो आए हम कुछ बड़े बड़े इमामों के नाम बड़े बड़े जमानों के साथ आपके सामने पेश करते हैं। आपने देखा कि सबसे पहले दौर के अंदर यानी कि आदम के जमाने में इमाम हुनैद आदम से पहले और इमाम शीश आदम के साथ मौजूद थे। इसी तरह से हजरत नूह अलैहिस्सलाम के जमाने में उससे पहले मौलाना हूद इमाम थे, जिन्होंने हजरत नूह अलैहिस्सलाम को इसमें आजम इनायत करके उसको पैगंबर खुदा बनाया। यानी कि जब उसको इसमें आजम दिया और जब उसने इस आजम को मुकम्मल कर लिया तो खुदावंद ताला ने उसको जमीन के ऊपर अपना पैगंबर मुकर्रर फरमाया। लेकिन इमाम फिर भी उसके साथ थे और हजरत नूह अलैहिस्सलाम के साथ उसके असास इमाम के तौर पर मौलाना साम मौजूद थे। इसके बाद जमाना आया हजरत इब्राहिम का। हजरत इब्राहिम से कबल मौलाना सालेह उन्होंने हजरत इब्राहिम को इसमें आजम इनायत फरमाया था और हजरत इब्राहिम के साथ हजरत इस्माइल उसके इमाम असास के तौर पर मौजूद थे। यहाँ पर मैं आपको एक और बात बताना चाहता हूँ, क्योंकि आज सुबह ही के एक सेशन के अंदर कुछ इस तरह से सवाल आया था कि क्या हजरत इमाम हुनैद और हजरत शीश और दूसरे इमामों के अंदर जो कुलियाए नूरन अल्लाह नूर है, let me repeat this in English. There was a question this morning session. Is there the principle, the key of Nurun Allah Nur applies to Imam Hunayd and Imam Shish and others Imam before Maula Ali, or is there a new phenomena? क्या ये कोई नई बात है कि अली के बाद तो खुदा का कानून नूरन अला नूर कायम हो गया, लेकिन उससे पहले नहीं था? आप सूरह रोम आयत नंबर 30 के अंदर जाकर देखें, आयत है आयत फितरतुल्लाह, आयत फितरतुल्लाह, खुदा की आदत कभी नहीं बदलती, खुदा की आदत कभी नहीं बदलती है। मतलब खुदा हमेशा हमेशा दुनिया में हाजिर और मौजूद रहता है इमाम की सूरत में। क्योंकि अगर एक मर्तबा होता और दूसरी मर्तबा ना होता तो हम कहते हैं कि खुदा ने अपनी आदत बदल ली। एक और मिसाल से let me explain this with one more example. If Allah had more than one religion, if Allah had more than one habit, if Allah had more than one way of doing things, then we would see that Allah sent Adam as a creator or creation of the soil, मट्टी, यानी कि आदम को मट्टी से बनाया। And then all humans were born from Adam and Hawa. That was not the case. खुदा ने आदम को मट्टी से बनाया का मतलब है कि खुदा ने आदम को एक और मोमिन एग्जाम्पल है मट्टी की, या मट्टी एग्जाम्पल है मोमिन की, कि खुदावन ताला ने मट्टी यानी कि मोमिन से आदम को पैदा किया। और यही आदत खुदावन ताला की हर हमेशा है कि वो मोमिन को इमाम के जरिए से हिदायत करता है और इस हिदायत के साथ इमाम अपने मुत्तकीन मोमिनीन को, सेलेक्टेड मोमिनीन को, द स्पिरिचुअल चिल्ड्रन को gives Ismai Azam, and he makes a promise to his spiritual children. And what is the promise that he makes? He says, "O children of Adam, if you follow me in the way which you should follow me, अगर आप मेरी हकीकी मानों में इत्तेहाद करते हैं, then I will make you like me. मैं तुम्हें अपने जैसा बनाऊंगा." That's how Imam Hunayd gave Ismai Azam to Adam, Imam Hud gave Ismai Azam to Hazrat Noah. Imam Saleh gave Ismai Azam to Ibrahim. And when they completed the Ismai Azam, Allah fulfilled His promise to them. And He made them prophets with the Nur. That was His promise. Imam agar na ho in any time or age, then Allah's promise that I will always guide you and I will perfect my Nur regardless of how much Kafirin dislike. If there was ever a time when there was no Imam, meaning Allah's promise has been broken. And Nozbillah, that's not the case. He always has been present. With Hazrat Musa, before him, there was Imam Maulana Ud, who had given Ismai Azam to Hazrat Musa. And with Musa, we already heard, Imam Harun was his Imam Asas. With Imam Isa, Jesus Christ, Maulana Khuzema was Imam before him, and he gave Ismai Azam to Hazrat Isa. I will add who was the Imam with Hazrat Maryam, the mother of Isa. Imam Imran gave Ismai Azam to Maryam. And Imam Khuzema, Maulana Khuzema gave Ismai Azam to Hazrat Isa. And with Hazrat Isa was Imam Shamun as Imam Asas. Then came the time of Huzur Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the sixth period of Allah. And with Huzur Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was Maulana Imam Imran Abu Talib, who had given the Ismai Azam to Huzur Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And with that Ismai Azam, he would go to Ghar Hira and would sit and would do his ibadat. Otherwise, the question will be raised कि हुजूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम गार हिरा में किसकी इबादत करते थे, कौन से इसमें आजम के साथ इबादत करते थे। अगर इसमें आजम नहीं था तो वो किस तरह से इबादत बंदगी में कामयाब हो गई है। तो पता चला हजरत इमरान अबू तालिब हुजूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के जमाने के इमाम मुकीम थे, जिन्होंने उनको इसमें आजम दिया था। And that was the Ismai Azam with which he would go to Ghar Hira and he would perform ibadat. For 15 years, he performed their ibadat with the Ismai Azam of the Imam of the time, Imam before him. And when he succeeded in that Ismai Azam, खुदावन ताला ने अपने वादे के मुताबिक उसको जमाने का छठा नातिक, the sixth नातिक of the sixth cycle, अपॉइंट कर लिया। सूरा नंबर 3 आयत नंबर 33, सूरा नंबर 3 आयत नंबर 33, सूरा आल इमरान, Allah said, I have selected the Adam. I have selected Hazrat Noah alayhi salam. I have selected Ibrahim and his children. and I have selected Imran and his children. In this ayat, the first two, the Adam and Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam, represents the prophethood and the Natiqeen of the first and second cycle. And the latter two, the Ibrahim and Ali Imran, represents the Imams through the progeny of Ibrahim and through the progeny of Hazrat Imran, Abu Talib. Progeny of Ibrahim through Ismail, progeny of Imran through Mawla Ali. And therefore, in our tariqah, we say Mawla Ali is the first Imam of the sixth cycle. Not first Imam forever, but first Imam for the sixth cycle, the cycle of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's why in our dua, we begin with Ali and Hussein and Zain al-Abidin, because they were the first Imams of the new cycle, the cycle Muhammadi, cycle, sixth cycle of Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And each cycle have Imams before them, Imam with them, and Imam after them. Now, with all these references, we understand that without the Imam, one cannot receive Ismai Azam, because Ismai Azam belongs to the Imam, and it's only with the Amr of the Imam is Zaman, regardless of time and space. Regardless of time and space, Imams are always present, and they always give the Ismai Azam to the Muttaqeen, to the Mu'mineen, to the followers. And without the Imam, there is no Ismai Azam, and there is no elevation of the soul. Now someone may ask the question at the end, what about the others who does not have Imam? Remember, Allah is most merciful. He will give chance to each soul in their respected time. And Allah does provide for all human beings, as Imam is Imamul Nas and Imam is Imamul Muttaqeen, meaning Imam is for the people and Imam is for the Muttaqeen, the Mu'mineen. We cannot say that Imam is only for us. Yes, he is for us as the Imam Muttaqeen. The example of the Imam is like a sun. So every morning what happens? The sun comes out. The sun discriminate who is going to give the light and heat to. रोजाना सुबह को सूरज निकलता है. क्या सूरज कभी कहता है मैं इसको लाइट दूंगा और इसको लाइट नहीं दूंगा? नहीं, सूरज कॉन्स्टेंटली अपनी रोशनी और अपनी हरारत लोगों को देता रहता है. Sun constantly provides the light and the heat every day to the people. But if someone closes their eyes or turn around and refuse to take the light and the heat from the sun, sun does not discriminate. He gives constant light and the heat to all. Just like that, Imam gives guidance to all. He gives his nur to all. He does not discriminate. But if someone turns their face away from the Imam, someone choose to close their eyes from the guidance of the Imam, then they themselves are moving away from the light and the nur, the heat. Otherwise, Imam does not discriminate. Allah's promise is for all. Allah's promise is to all that He will always guide you. Always will guide you. Imam is Imam-e-Nas and Imam-e-Muttaqeen, both. Whomever like to receive the light and the guidance, then they will find the light and the guidance in this world in the manifestation of Imam. As Imam is always present. How do we see that? As a Ismaili, as a believer of the Imam Zaman, we must understand that Imam is here, is always was here. So this concept, the Imamat started with Maula Ali, is correct but not complete. ये बात दुरुस्त तो है कि मौला अली पहले इमाम थे, लेकिन पहले इमाम हमारे दौर के थे, हमेशा के लिए नहीं, क्योंकि अली और अली का नूर अलग-अलग जामों से गुजरता हुआ, आदम के जमाने से होता हुआ, हुजूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के जमाने में अली मुर्तजा के नाम से उसके साथ आए. It doesn't mean कि वो मौजूद नहीं थे, वो हमेशा इसी तरह से हाजिर वो मौजूद थे. एक वो आयत को दोबारा मैं आपको याद दिलाता हूं कि always believe in al-hayy. Always mean हमेशा. ये फरमान आदम के लिए भी था, खातम के लिए भी था, और आज हम मोमिनीन के लिए भी है. So those who refuse to obey the Quran, I wanted to make this very clear. Those who refuse to obey the Quran and say that there is no Imam, there is no guidance, we do not need a living Imam, then they should go into Quran and look at Surah Furqan, ayat number 58. Always believe in Al-Hayy who is La Yamut, जो कभी मरता नहीं है. Look at Surah Hadith, ayat number 3. He is present. Look at Surah Surah Anam, ayat number 7. He was never absent. He is always and always present. Wherever and whenever you will turn around, you will seek him, you will find him. That is the promise of Allah to us. जिस तरफ भी आप देखेंगे, जब भी आप देखेंगे, खुदा का वादा आपके सामने है, and that is the इमाम ज़मान। आया कुर्सी को दोबारा आपके सामने, और उसके साथ नाचीज अपने सेशन को रोकेगा ताकि हमारे पास वक्त हो सवाल जवाब के लिए। अल्लाहु ला इलाहा इल्ला, there is no Allah but, हुवल हय्युल कय्यूम, जो जिंदा, अलहई, हाजिर वो मौजूद है, अल कय्यूम। So with this, let me stop our session for the day. Inshallah, we will continue with session number 5 tomorrow. I'm sorry, next week. Kamara Sahib will tell you what other programs we have for tonight and tomorrow morning, inshallah. Thank you, everybody. I'm here for the question or any comments, if you have some. Yali Madad.
Subhanallah, sir, Subhanallah. Friends, if you have any question, please send in the chat room. So I believe we have one question. Somebody chatted in my private chat. So the friend is asking, when God says that he is a treasure and wanted to be known, is he only talking about people of earth, that he wants earthly people to find him? Is Quran only for earthly people and is for other creatures in the universe? Is Allah asking other creatures in the universe to find him similar to we people on the earth?
If we believe that this Quran is for the human of this earth, then we can say initially this Farman is for the human of this earth. But within the Quran, you will find that there were jinnat, unseen people who would come to learn from Huzur Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam the Quran. With that ayat, we understand there are other forms of human around us, may it be on this earth or may it be on the other planets on this universe. If that is the case, then Allah is a hidden treasure for all, and he wanted to be found. So he created the human. To us, human are we in the form that we are, we can see ourselves. But in the creation of Allah, that may not be completely true. It may be true, but not completely true. Meaning, there are other forms, other bodies, and Allah is for all of them. I see one more question here. I use the word Imam Mukim. Imam Mukim, the Imam before the Natakin, the one who give Ismai Azam to prophets. For example, Adam, Hazrat Noah alayhi salam, Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, and Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Imams before them. Remember, the Nur is one, but their title is Imam Mukim, the resurrector Imam, who gives the Ismai Azam to these prophets and resurrect. Give them make them go through a Qiyamah, the Fanafi Imam, so they can become the prophets of the time. And the other word I used was Imam Asas. Foundational Imam, the first Imam after the Natiqeen. And for example, we use Imam Shish, Imam Harun, and Mullah Ali. They are the first Imam of their cycle. Ji.
So I think we have another question about the Waqia at Karbala, why Imam and family was helpless if he's full of power, Hayy al-Qayyum.
Subhanallah. To understand this, remember Imam lives in this physical world as an example to us. If Imam used his spiritual power for the physical benefits, then we would say, well, Imams and Prophets and Natiqeen, Awliyas and Ambiyas, they have a spiritual power and we don't. So how can we be like them? How do we follow them? So Imam sets an example for us. And I'll give you a couple of examples. Think about Imams, they go through so much hardship, but do not use their spiritual power for the physical benefit. Imam's spiritual power and Imam's nur is to guide the human, the people, the muttaqeen, the jamaat. They use their spiritual power for the benefit of the human and the jamaat. They do not use their spiritual power for themselves. Otherwise, Imam would never die. But we see Imam changes Jama just like you and me are born and we die. Physically, Imam are born and Imam dies. So you understand that Imam are the example that you fight for the truth even if you lose your life. If Allah did not want it any other people than just the believers, then he would have only created Adam and he would not have given life to Shaitan. But you see, we have a negative and positive. So we may learn from the negative and we may follow the positive. So Imam Hussein was the example of the courage and honesty and the qurbani for the truth. Ji.
Yes, sir, we have another question. This person, I think he asked this question in the morning, but did not get an answer. So the friend is asking, is Imam Hunayt, Hazrat Adam and Imam Sayyid from the same progeny?
Like we said this morning, that your answer needs to be more clarified, number one. Agar, if you believe that we are all Bani Adam, then even you and me are from the same progeny. You can see how this question can be taken from the different viewpoint. If your question is that Imam Hunayt and Imam Shish are from the same progeny as in Nuran Allah Nur, then that would be a correct question. But because you added other names in between, then you can see how this question can be a generic question. And as a generic question, a generic answer would be, as a Bani Adam, even you and me are the progeny. Ji.
Yes, sir, I don't see any questions in the chat.
Sir, can I ask one question? Ya Ali Madad.
Ya Ali Madad.
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि अभी हमने 6 एरा कवर किए हैं. Hazrat Adam, Hazrat Nuh, Hazrat Ismail, Hazrat Musa, Hazrat Isa, Prophet Muhammad. मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि हजरत दाऊद अलैहिस्सलाम और हजरत सुलेमान अलैहिस्सलाम, हजरत दाऊद जिनके ऊपर ज़बूर नाजिल हुई, तो उनके बारे में आप कुछ बता सकते हैं कि उस जमाने में कौन इमाम थे या किसने उनको इसमें आज़म दिया? ये जिक्र अभी तक मैंने आपसे सुना नहीं है, तो प्लीज आप मुझे कुछ बताएंगे इसके बारे में?
जी,
थैंक यू सर।
वेलकम। इस सवाल का आधा जवाब ये है कि सबसे पहले वी नीड टू सी कि कौन नातिक है और कौन प्रॉफिट है और कौन रसूल है। चूंकि हमारे नजर के अंदर all prophets are one and the same. Yeah, nur wise we can say they are one and the same, nur wise, but the rank wise they are not. So let me first half of your question answer that what is the difference between Pegambar, Rasul and Natik. Pegambar, the messenger. Rasul, the one with the book. Natik, one with the Shariat. I hope you are writing it down. If I'm going too
Yes.
fast, let me.
No, no.
Okay. So prophets are 124,000. Rasul are very few. Hazrat Dawood was one of the Rasul as he had his own book, but he was not a Natik, meaning he did not bring his own Shariat. What we covered today was this 6 great cycle and 6 great Natikin and 6 Imam Mukim before them and 6 Imam Asaz with them. There are 25 prophets mentioned in the Quran. For example, Hazrat Ayyub, Hazrat Yusuf, Hazrat Yahya, Hazrat Yaqub, Hazrat Yusuf, Hazrat Isaac, and many other, like I said, total of 25 mentioned. But out of those 25, there are 6 Natikin, and Hazrat Dawood was the one with the book. And if you understand, the Zabur was given the title of the Book-e Ilahi, Kitab-e Ilahi, as Allah accepted Dawood's Giriyawazari and his poems, Nazms, Munajat, as his own. This book was not revealed to Hazrat Dawood, but his own Munajat was given the title and accepted by Khudawand Ta'ala as Kalame Bari Ta'ala, the words of Allah through Dawood. And then Dawood's son, Suleiman, was a great king, Imam or great Imam, a Musoda, in his time and age. And of course, just like in any other period between Adam and Khatam, Imams were always present. For that, I will give you the homework to look up who was the Imam at the time of Hazrat Dawood and Hazrat Suleiman. So you will read the book Sarair wa Asrare Nutka, the secret and the secrets of the Prophet. That's the name of the book, in which you will find the chapter of Dawood and chapter of Suleiman, and that book will tell you who was the Imam in his respected time. Ji. Very good question. Thank you for asking.
So we have a question from the same friend who asked about the Hazrat Imam Hunayd, the Adam, they're from the same progeny. So friend's asking, so I want to ask a proper question. Is Imam Hunayd and Imam Said from same progeny, as in light upon light?
Nuran Allah Nur, yes.
All right, sir, we have another question. I'm trying to understand this question, see if you can understand, sir. As in Karbala, Imam were not using his spiritual power. Is that why Imam were hidden at the time of Dora Sattar?
You could say that, but remember, normally and usually, Imams do not use their spiritual powers for themselves. Their nur and spiritual power is given for the guidance and the elevation of the Mu'mineen. And normally you do not see any Imam using their spiritual power for their physical benefit. At the Dore Sattar, there was so much opposition to the Imam, and especially the Ismaili Tariqa or the Shia Tariqa, which followed the Imams after Imam Jafar Sadiq, that it was not safe for the Imam and people around the Imam, for example, Hujjatan, Dais, and Mu'mineen. So Imam in his wisdom choose to go in Dore Sattar, not only to protect the Noor-e Ilahi, which was promised. It was not ever a doubt that anyone could extinguish the Noor of Imam, but to protect the Dais, protect this religion of Islam, and protect the Mu'mineen of their time. So Imam does things, like I said earlier, sometime, and they are the example for the Mu'mineen how to live and how to protect. G.
Sir, friend is requesting if you could repeat the difference between Prophet and Rasul.
G. So three kinds of prophets. In the English language, prophets is very generic language, very generic word, prophets. In Arabic and Urdu, we have better words, Pegambar, messenger, Rasul, the one with the book, Natik, one with the Shariat. Messengers, Pegambar जिसको हम बोलते हैं, there are 124,000 of them. They bring the message to the people, not necessary that they have a book and not necessary they have a Shariat. And there are many, 124,000 of them. Those are the messenger, the Pegambar of Khuda. Within those Pegambar, there are some Rasuls, meaning with Risalat, meaning with the books, with the scripture. And we gave the example of all of those with the books, including Hazrat Dawood. He was not a Natik, but he was with the book. Now, the Natik are the one who has their own Shariat, their own period of time. And those are only 6. The great Natikin of the 6th cycle before our cycle, which is the 7th cycle. G.
Yes, sir, there are no more questions in the chat.
Sir, it's me again. Sir, where I can find that book, Israr-e-Nukta?
G, if you give your information to Kamla Salim, he will share with you.
Okay. Okay, sir. I have to call him or what?
Just leave a number with him, your WhatsApp number, and he will
Okay.
share a link with you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Any other question or comments? Otherwise, we can stop here. Inshallah, we will meet again tonight for the story of Musa at 7:30 Dallas Central Time. Thank you, everybody. Ya Ali Madad. Ya Ali Madad.
Malali Madad.
Shali Madad.
Ya Ali
Malali
Madad.
Malali Madad.
Friends, please
Ali
keep in
Madad.
mind that tonight's session is in Zoom.
यहाँ पर भी होगा, वहां पर भी होगा, दोनों चैनल पे होगा कमरे से.
Okay. Thank you.
जी. It's going to be on both channels. Ya Ali Madad.
Malali Madad.
Thank you, bhai.